When you need advice, come to Ben and Kelly. It's group therapy on 99.7 DJX.
Okay, so we got a message from Stephanie.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Ben and Kelly, hoping you can help me here. A few years ago, my little brother had an affair.
Ooh.
He was eventually found out, and after an unsuccessful reconciliation attempt, filed for divorce. My sister-in-law fought tooth and nail. My brother is still involved in a relationship with the other woman, and they're planning to take the next step later this year. Here's the weird part. To be honest, never really liked the ex-wife.
Oh.
The other woman and I have a lot in common, and had we met in other circumstances, I'm certain we would be friends.
Oh.
My mom absolutely refuses to entertain the idea of inviting her to family functions, and as a result, one round of Christmas and Thanksgiving has already been a disaster.
Okay.
So, my father has already passed away. My grandmas are getting older, don't have much time left. My little brother is the only thing I have. I'd really like to put the past behind us and move on with the other woman.
Yeah.
But my mom feels like there's a moral red line against ever including her in our lives, like ever.
Okay.
So how do I get my mom to understand she needs to move on and accept this woman?
Is this one of those like time will heal type of things?
I mean, it may not for mom, but I feel like mom's anger might be a little displaced. Like, I get the whole moral
She should be mad at her
line.
son,
Exactly.
not the other woman.
Yes. Like, we're not entirely sure. Did the other woman know he was married at the time that they got involved?
Those are unknowns.
Those are unknowns. So, I mean, it may not squarely fall. She might not be blameless.
Right.
But, I mean, she's still inviting her son. He's kind of the one she needs to be mad at. Right?
So how does Stephanie get her mom to like understand that, I guess, is the question. I remember, with me personally, and granted, my parents are divorced. My stepmom, the other woman, I was a teenager at the time.
Yeah.
But it took years. We're talking years for me to, quote, accept her as, my stepmom.
Yeah. Never easy.
No.
But Tony on Facebook is also pointing out your brother's the one who broke his vows to his first wife. While the girlfriend isn't blameless unless she didn't know he was married, your brother is leaps and bounds over the moral red line, but he's the one that's still invited to family functions? Start hosting the family functions. Invite all. It's up to your mom if she wants to attend.
Oh, you know what? That's a good compromise, actually. I mean, okay, as far as like family functions go,
right?
Maybe if you're able to host them yourself, and so it's not falling on your mom, and then your mom is like, well, but I get traditions too,
Yeah.
where if Thanksgiving and Christmas and those big like holiday sort of family get-togethers are always at someone's house, at mom's house, could be hard to just turn and say, hey. And I bet the other woman understands that this is a difficult situation,
if she
too.
didn't at first, she probably does now.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially with the first round of Thanksgiving and Christmas being a disaster. So, yeah, I think this is, hopefully, it will take some more time. Hopefully you can get mom to come around, especially if, the other woman now is going to stick around for the long haul.
Who's got a story about being in this situation? Because I don't think I know Stephanie's got is feeling this right now, but not necessarily a unique situation,
right? With
having to deal with another woman or another man.
But now she's found herself like, oh, thank goodness, I like her better.
I know. When
that doesn't always happen,
and that's awkward, and that's great though.
Yes.
That's great.
It's really good. I think I'm sure that her brother appreciates the support.
Yeah,
better choice.
Joyce checks in on Facebook and says, look, your mom has the right to feel how she wants to feel about it. No one is going to be able to force her to have a relationship with the, quote, other woman if she does not choose to do so. I'm pretty sure in her mind she is just that, quote, other woman or the homewrecker. So make sure you just keep a relationship with your brother and your mom and don't push the issue.
But that also almost makes it sound like that mom is now like got a stronger allegiance with her son's ex-wife more than her son.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
I think as a mom, you're supposed to unconditionally support your kids, even if they make a mistake in your eyes, right?
I mean, I don't know. Luckily, I haven't been in that situation yet, so don't know.
Thank goodness.
All right. What story do you have? How would you react? Let us know. 502-795-1997. That's our number. It's group therapy here on 99.7 DJX. In the middle of group therapy, Stephanie's brother had an affair, went through a divorce. Stephanie really likes the other woman. Mom does not. And that's causing issues. And she's like, hey, how can I get my mom on board to kind of like help make this family a unit again?
Well, it doesn't even sound like that mom's even given the other woman a chance to even get to know her. She just doesn't like the fact that the moral line was crossed.
Right.
And she's looks at her as a homewrecker and not even going to get a chance to get to know her.
Yeah, a lot of people, especially chiming in on Facebook and text, just saying you're not going to be able to force your mom to like this other person. Keep the relationship with your brother. And mom may come around. May not, but may come around.
Stacy said, wow, my family was in the exact same situation. My brother was married for 17 years. He had an affair, tried to work things out with his wife. Ultimately, they couldn't move past it. He ended up with the woman he had the affair with. My parents were determined they were not going to give her a chance. I told them they would only push my brother away and hurt their relationship with him. The mistake he made is between him and his ex. He ended up marrying the new woman, and my parents took my advice and couldn't love her more. While they don't condone how it happened, they couldn't help but love her. So maybe she just needs to explain to mom she's only going to hurt her relationship with her son if she doesn't give the new woman a chance.
Now,
Stacey, it's a really good point.
Yeah. Our listener, Derek, chimes in and says, I've been through this as the brother.
Oh, wow.
I had the affair. And he goes on and says, my mom's very religious, was beyond reason until we had a heart-to-heart about what exactly was going on behind closed doors. It's possible that her brother had reasons that made him unhappy, large or small, and oftentimes mothers may not agree with your choice, but they certainly wish for your happiness. He says, my mother maintains relationships a lot with a lot of my exes, as long as it's not in spite of or to the detriment of the relationship with the brother's current partner, it shouldn't be a problem.
That's a really good point, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's, if he sits down and has a heart-to-heart about why he was unhappy, that led to his decision and why he's in a better place now, maybe she might come around and see it differently.
Mindy, what'd your mom say?
I think my mother had the best response to all of this. She said, I've been very fortunate that my children have picked well for themselves. She said, but that doesn't mean I would marry any of them. She respects our choices and holds, and so she has that relationship with us. Luckily, she likes all of her in-laws. I thought that was a great way of saying it.
Yes.
It's your choice, not mine.
Exactly. I feel like that's the way mom needs to be approaching this.
Yes, exactly, because the bottom line is you still love your child.
So do you just have to say that to her in no uncertain way?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, two of my children are married, and I love my son and daughter-in-law, both of them. That doesn't necessarily mean I would pick them.
Yeah.
But they're the right people for my children.
See, and that's ultimately what a parent's job is unconditionally supporting your children and their choices, even if you feel like it's a mistake.
Absolutely. And I think, especially, I don't know that you have children yet that are in their late teens, early 20s. There's a lot of those.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those. This isn't going to go well.
Sure.
It's just not. You just keep it to yourself. I've always told them, if you ask me, I will give you my unvarnished opinion.
All right.
But other than that, I don't say I told you so either.
Right.
Yeah. Even though you want to sometimes.
Even though I really want to.
Mindy, hey, thank you. Appreciate the phone call.
Thanks.
I think a lot of people are landing on maybe suggesting to the brother to have that little heart-to-heart with mom.
Yes, he needs to be honest with her about maybe what was going on behind closed doors, what led to where he is now, and why he's so much happier. And ultimately, that's what his mom should want for him, is his happiness.
Yeah. But yeah, maybe in the meantime, having those family functions at your house would be a good way to start. But
we need to give mom time to warm up to the idea. But I think once she starts to see from a different lens and maybe understand, her role as a mom a little bit better, like you're supposed to unconditionally support and root for your kids' happiness.
Sure. All right. Well, good luck, Stephanie. Don't envy your situation. I know that stinks.
It's a tough spot.
It is, for sure. But hey, thank you. Keep us posted. That is Group Therapy.